Good evening. An East London college has received large sums of public cash by awarding qualifications to students who say they hardly attended. Further education colleges are paid by the government for each student who actually completes a course. But BBC London has seen records of 50 students at Newham College who were given pass grades despite attending less than 40% of the time. Well, the college says it takes the allegations seriously after already being under the spotlight when a lecturer was secretly recorded making apparent homophobic comments. Mark Ashdown has this exclusive report.
It's one of the country's most deprived areas. Newham College offers thousands of students the chance to study further education courses, vital in helping them get into university or employment. But we've uncovered evidence that dozens appear to have been awarded qualifications they might not even have studied for. Potentially, this means the college has received thousands of pounds of taxpayer funding it wasn't entitled to. Newham's own student disciplinary policy expects a minimum of 85% attendance at all lectures. We've seen evidence, though, that in a single academic year, about 500 students from here attended fewer than 40% of their lectures. Added to that, end-of-year records show many of them achieved multiple qualifications, some equivalent to 3 A-levels. Pretty impressive, considering their apparent vanishing trick. We tracked down one student who didn't want us to use his name. He was registered for dozens of courses over a 3-year period. For 3 of them, it appears he sat the exact same course 3 years running. You said you signed up for them and then you would, change your mind and then...
Yeah, I used to change it. Like when I used to think, yeah, these are not the one I want to do, then I used to just change.
He says he only actually got one justifiable qualification at Newham.
Everyone used to wonder if they're making money from it. Yeah, like us, me and my friends, we used to just talk about it, man. Like, we went to other college, they didn't let us in. They didn't put us on the course, but how come in this college it was so easy to get?
We spoke to 3 other students whose qualification records suggest they took and passed the same course 3 years running at a cost to the taxpayer of roughly £3,000 a year. They say they passed the first year and never went back. This lecturer worked at Newham College for many years. He doesn't want to be identified, but says he noticed some students were kept on the college records, even if they'd stopped coming to class altogether.
When students didn't turn up, we tried to have them withdrawn from the class list. We approached management, but nothing happened. Then we noticed that students who had more or less no attendance were suddenly achieving on their programme.
And is that possible?
No, impossible.
BBC London was able to check the achievement records of 92 students at Newham College's East Ham campus against their attendance rates. 50 achieved a pass grade A to C with less than 40% attendance, 28 with less than 20% attendance, 17 with less than 10%, and 2 achieved a pass with 0% attendance.
Minimum attendance would have to be around 60%, or they just couldn't do all the work needed to pass. It's all classroom-based too, so they had to be there.
Why haven't staff raised concerns if the students they're supposedly teaching are not only absent, but then somehow end up with qualifications? We spoke to another lecturer.
The staff work in a culture of fear, where their jobs are on the line. The pressure is put on them to not say anything. If you're one person speaking out, then you won't get heard. So no one does speak out.
One staff member did write an open letter in July to the principal. They complained that
no student is allowed to be withdrawn or fail on any course. Even students we have never seen appear to have achieved their course. We offer courses that can be easily manipulated for achievement and have no potential employable value whatsoever.
The principal responded in an all-staff email describing the letter as cowardly anonymous communicating, adding the poison pen communication is defamatory, libellous and inaccurate. I've instigated an investigation. We asked the college about that. They didn't comment. Newham has a turnover of £60 million a year. The numerous anomalies we uncovered are giving some experts cause for concern.
With that sort of evidence, then there is a case for at least the college to answer, and probably a case for the funding agency and the regulators to get together and mount an inquiry to see what is going on.
BBC London has seen attendance records for hundreds more students which appear very low. We've not been able to check their qualifications. Calls for a full government-backed inquiry into Newham College are growing.
Well, Mark's with me now, and Mark, I'm really wondering what more has the college had to say?
Well, Newham responded this afternoon. They say they take any allegations of malpractice very seriously. They're keen to robustly investigate all the issues we've raised. They said data for further education colleges is very complex, and given a bit more time, they could comment further. All this data, by the way, is their own and a relatively small sample. They also say they're proud of their reputation, and a recent Ofsted inspection did judge the college as good. Now, funding for college courses like these comes mainly but not exclusively from the Skills Funding Agency, that's a government agency, and Newham Council in this instance. The council tonight has written to the agency demanding a full independent investigation. They're concerned that public money is spent appropriately and that students' qualifications are deemed as credible. Now, the Skills Funding Agency says it takes allegations of financial irregularity very seriously, and it's appealed for anyone who has any information or evidence to come forward and contact them.
OK, Mark Ashdown, I know you're following the story very closely.